Hi guys, so I'm back sharing tutorials, videos, projectors. I'm really happy about that. As you all know, December was crazy. There were daily videos going up on my channel and didn't get to share any project shares. And January, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start to talk about January. It was just insane. By the time I was gonna do something craft related, something else happened, and I'm just really glad to see the back of January, to be honest. I'm glad to have it done, dusted. I am going to share now all my project shares. I'm going to try to share videos as often as I can. Now, this issue of Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine 365 is back from December. This is the December issue. Now this is still available on Craftstash because I just checked, and I'm going to show you the goodies that came with it. These are absolutely stunning. So we have a 3D embossing folder. This is a 5x5 one by Lisa Norton, and this is all the eucalyptus and I'm not even sure what you call all that foliage, but these are stunning, guys. I can't wait to start using it. And then we have this gorgeous die set with the little mini foliage. I'm nearly sure that we had foliage similar to this before in a die cutting essentials issue. I have to look back, but yeah, I really absolutely love this set. This is, however, not what I want to share today. I did a commission for this magazine, but I was asked to use an emboss and cut folder by Creative Craft Products. This one in here. So I'm just very quickly going to show you. This is an embossing folder, 5x7 one, that cuts out that heart in the middle. And then we have another die that embosses all that lovely detail into the die cut. And then we have a stamp set with sentiments: follow your heart, hugs and kisses, XOXO, love yourself, you are special, sending you all my love, and the 2 little hearts in that. So I was asked to make 5 cards using this set and using these colors. You can see the red and all the pinks and the white. So I had to create 5 cards. Budget makes, so I was not to add too many things to these. And there's 5 cards that I made. I think they turned out absolutely fantastic. I was really delighted with how they turned out. I got to do all different techniques using the embossing folder, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. So there's a square card. Oh, and I was to use all the 5 sentiments, one on each card. The square card, this circle one was really lovely. And then a shaker card I made. You can see the ombre inking in there. This one was my favorite out of them all, I think. It really turned out so nice. And the picture on the magazine obviously doesn't show very much, but there's so much glitter and all going on. And then I created this card as well, where I used some white pigmenting to brush over the embossed areas. So I'm not sure if this die set is still available on Craftstash though, but I know that they had all other embossing folders, not only the heart one, so there were other ones. I know there was a floral one, a rose one, so there were quite a few. I will try to find some links and leave them in the description box below. But what I'm going to do now, back then in October when I had to submit this commission, I did record the video showing you all the makes, so I'm going to insert that footage in here now, and I really hope you enjoy these cards. So for card number 1, I went with a simple 6x6 inch top folding square shaped card. And I went very simple with it. I had to make these at budget makes, so I was trying real hard not to add too many things to these other than use the product that I was sent to use. And obviously the inks and the papers to match the color specifications. So for this one I added a red matte and then a white one, slightly smaller. I think there's only 1/8 of an inch between each layer. And then you can see the corners, they have that decorative heart in there. That's the die that cuts out the embossed detail into the heart. So I added one in each corner, and then a smaller square which I ink blended on with the lighter one in the middle, and then going darker also towards the edges. And I've cut this one down into, let me see, I think it was 4.5 by 4.5 inches, and then just a slightly bigger white square, which the edges I inked up with one of the pinks. And I added some foam pads, again foam pads underneath the white heart. The edges of this are inked up again. It says "You are so special," and just added some gems. And it's such a lovely and sweet card, and using very little products, this is definitely a budget make. I really love the simplicity of this. I don't normally make simple cards. That's why this commission was quite challenging for me when I started making them, but then as I got going, I just really enjoyed making all the different cards. So this one was card number 1. For card number 2, I went with a circle card, and I think this one could be maybe one of my favorites out of the 5. So it's just a simple fold, simple circle card. I cut away a little bit at the end so it does not rock but stands up beautifully. So what I did with this one, this is a 6-inch circle. The largest one is a 6-inch circle, and I created this white circle card base by adding a hinge onto the back one and then attaching it to the front one. Then I created a frame, which one is I think 7/8 of an inch, yeah, something just under 1 inch in width, and I inked it up with the darkest ink that I had. And then I created a smaller frame, and with all the different pinks and the reds I added, and with all the different ink pads I added the XOs and the lovely hearts in there all around it. And then I just with the embossing folder, I just used it on the background on white paper in the white cardstock, and I just very lightly rubbed my ink pad over the raised areas. Then for the heart, I used the darkest ink pad again that I had, and this feels so velvety. It is gorgeous. Let me show you the ink pad. It is the Plum Jam by Spectrum Noir, and it does not just look but feels velvety too. It's just so gorgeous. One of my favorite colors to use, honestly. It's such a beautiful one. And then I just white heat embossed the sentiment, hugs and kisses, which I thought went very well with the background there. So this was card number 2, and I really love how sweet this turned out. For card number 3, I made a shaker card. So this one is a 5 by 7 shaker card, and this one was again very simple to make. So I've cut this panel to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I ink blended like in an ombre effect all the different colors. Then I ran it through the die cutting machine, and this one is the boss side of the embossing folder. So if you have a look at this one, these are the lines are raised in here. The lines are debossed into it. So I just wanted to show you that you can use it on the other side as well, give you completely different look. So I added a piece of acetate behind it, and then I raised it all on foam pads, and I just put it straight onto the cardstock. But before I done that, I added a piece of vellum, some pink ribbon, and then this organza ribbon, just to add a little bit of an interest. These are just pieces of ribbons that I had in my stash. Actually, the organza ribbon, it was the last bit that I had. So just used up some things from my stash, and I made a little pink bow from the same ribbon as is underneath the organza one in there. I stamped "Sending You All My Love" in the Kitsch Flamingo, and I added a little background to it, again slightly bigger than the white piece of cardstock inked up in the Kitsch Flamingo. For the shaker elements, I used 2 different shades, or 3 different shades of pinks actually, some white holographic ones, and little heart confetti as well. And then I just finished off with some more sequins in there, and I think it's so simple and so pretty. I really loved how this turned out as well. So for card number 4, Oh, I love that too. I'm loving them all. Can you see the sparkle? I don't know. It is quite dark in here now, and I do have all my lights set on, but I don't know if it picks up on the sparkles. There's lots of glitter going on in here. I'll walk you through here in a minute. But tomorrow morning I will record a little footage, and I will add it to the end of this video so you can see how lovely and sparkly this is. So this one is a 4.5 by 6.5 inch top folding pink card base. So this is pale pink, and this is from the Creative Craft products range from Craft Stash cardstock. And then I embossed the white one with the embossing folder, and that one I've cut to 4.25 by 6.5, so it's the whole length of the card. And then I took a piece of white cardstock measuring 3.25 by 6.5, and I ink smoothed all the different shades of pinks on it. And then I did some ink splattering as well. I let it dry between coats and all, and it turned out so pretty. I ran it through my die cutting machine then with the embossing folder, and with all the raised areas I just went round with my fine tip glue bottle, and that is the dry clear glue. And then I dipped it in my Crystallina, so it has loads of lovely texture and glitter on it. Okay, so the glue, you can pick up on it, it's still a bit opaque, so it's not fully clear yet. The glue will dry completely clear, and you will not be able to see any of those white lines or white splotches. It will be only some lovely glitter on top of the colors, so it will be absolutely beautiful. So the heart underneath is the one again inked up with the plum jam. And then this is actually the heart that came out from the middle of this embossed panel. But then I ran it through my die cutting machine again with the smaller die, and it got that lovely embossed or debossed lines in the middle. And I just layered it up with some foam pads. And I just added the sentiment, follow your heart, layered it up with some of the same pink cardstock as the card base, and I did some pink gems in 2 of the corners. And again, I think this is a very pretty card as well. Now, card number 5 is a square panel card. I'm not sure what to call this. So it has this base which started off as a 6 by 6 inch card base, and then I folded it in half. Okay, so now it turned into a 3 by 6 inch card base. And then I added a panel of 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 of an inch. I ink blended 2 different pinks on it, and then I just clear heat embossed all the little hearts in there. I hope you can pick up on the camera in here. And then this panel in here, the white one measures 5 by 5 inches, and then this ink blended one is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Again, I used the plum jam on a piece of cardstock, then I ran it through the die cutting machine and with the embossing folder, and then I just took a white pigment ink pad and I just brushed it over the raised areas. I hope you can pick up on that one. It is such a lovely effect. So I used the Papercraft. You can see even though it was dry, it still left a little bit of a purple on it, but I'm not going to let it bother me. It's a really beautiful effect. Inside the window on the white cardstock, I stamped Love Yourself from the stamp set. So this heart in here is inked up with worn lipstick, and then the white one is the detailed one again with the detailed little die, and then the top one is again with worn lipstick ink blended, but I clear heat embossed it again just to match a little bit with the background in there with the clear heat embossing. Added some white pearls in there in 2 corners, and that finishes the card. And how sweet are these? So I'm going to bring them all in so you can see them all together. So this one was card number 1, card number 2, this one was card number 3, the shaker one, card number 4 with the glittery panel, and card number 5. So how lovely and cute are these. I really love how you can use one embossing folder and stamp set to create 5 completely different cards with the colorways that I was given. And these are truly budget makes. There's not much added to these cards other than the embossing folder itself and the colors. So I really hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough, and if you did, please do not forget to give me the thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Which one is your favorite card? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5? I genuinely love them all, but I think if I need to pick this, the shaker one as well, it's really hard to pick. But they are all lovely. So I will leave you with some footage now at the end of this video, and I hope to see you back soon with my next one. Until then, bye!